Pictures.
I guess you won't wonder why I brought
David's
you
expression. He has
and that is because I've been doing my historical research. As many of you know, this is what I do. And recently, I've switched over from researching a lot about women's history and stuff, and moving into sexuality studies. And one of the things I was particularly interested in was the sexuality of crooners of the 1940s. And I came to find out that Frank Sinatra, who many of you probably heard of, had many affairs. And out of these many affairs, he had many illegitimate children. And we are actually lucky to have a couple of them here. And I'm so pleased to introduce the bastard Sinatra children. The Sinatra bastards. I like it.
Everything we totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when the rain pours on Mountain Street as we're fighting the old ennui, and suddenly we turn and see your fabulous face. You get no kick grading essays. Young GOPs, they don't thrill you at all. So tell us, why should it be true that we get a kick out of you? For caffeine, we're sure that if we took just one sip, it would bore us terrifically too. Yet we get a kick out of you. David, we get a kick every time we see you napping in your office at 3. We get a kick, though we know it's true. It's you obviously hate living in Longview. You get no kick from running starts. Being polite to a nutcase on the right is your idea, nothing to do. But you are a hoot. You give us a boot. Yes, David, we get a kick out of you. David, we get a kick out of you.
I was actually just sitting in the kitchen area there eating and speaking with a few of my colleagues who said, it's going to get to the point pretty soon where you're going to be the senior faculty member in the department. And I want to say that when I first was hired at LCC, these 11 years ago, one of the first people I met was David. And David was on my tenure committee, and
I can see what you thought about that.
and David was always quite protective of me, which I really appreciated. David always made sure that I knew that I could say no to various committees, whether I really could or not. He told me that I could say no. That's what I could. And David always wanted to make sure that that the college was not trying to make me do everything under the sun. And while I didn't always follow his advice about saying no, I really do appreciate that he looked to take care of me. And I'm gonna cry. This is bad.
Yeah.
Been through some crap over the few years, and David's also taken care of me emotionally as well. And I want to say I really appreciate you kind of taking me under your wing, personally, professionally, emotionally, and really making sure that I had a home at OCC. Thank you.
I love it.
Here, here.
Okay, good job.
Lot, 6, 7, 8 years, and also with Heidi.
That's
So,
me, I'm Heidi.
but it's really been a pleasure to be inundated to the LCC family and community through David and through his institutional knowledge and through the institutional knowledge of so many of you that have come here to celebrate David's retirement who are no longer with the college, and those of us that are with the college that hope to continue to do the right thing for faculty. And I just can't thank David enough for the guidance that he's given me as both an instructor and as the Faculty Association president through the last group of years. And it's really been invaluable because as being a new person, being elected to such a position, it's been challenging. And for those of you that have been in the college, you know, there's a lot of issues with administration and the college in general. But I feel like he's been, a real sounding board and a true friend, someone that I couldn't get elsewhere for the last grouping of years, who's really helped guide me in my growth as an individual and a faculty member. And for that, I can't thank him enough.
Yeah, here, here.
I used him as a sounding board when I was a dean recently. And I'm going to miss him. And if I have regrets here, you will now, some of you already know I'm in taking classes at LCC. And I regret that I never took a class from David. I would have liked to have done that. I wish you the best luck, David. And thank you for everything that you've done for LCC.
Thank you.
So been school for less time than Brad, but for some of the time. And I think other than David quaintly nicknaming every part of the campus, such as the place under the stairs as the nose, because it feels like you're in the nostrils. We would meet at the nose at what David would call the baby beast, which is half of 666, which is 333. And Brad and I would get there.
Yes, we would.
And eventually we storm the castle and we find David. And David is delighted by everything everybody has to say. So David's office is at the end of the hall, and so we would fetch David. And then everybody who had something to say, David would be like, oh, and then he'd talk to them. And 40 minutes later, we'd be in the car. But that's not the story I have to tell you. David was on my tenure committee, but that's also not the story I have to tell you. We also taught in integrative studies together. This is still not the story that I wanted to tell you. And I is very type A, very punctual, very on time. And I'm like, David, we have to get to class. We have to get to class. And he'd be sitting in the integrative studies office. Don is nodding. And I'd be like, okay, David, I'm going to go start class. And I'd get in there and it'd be 8:55 and I'd get class going. And about 9:05, 9:10, David would walk in with his Tibetan bowl and he would ring it. And he would say, class has begun. But that's not my real story. I was David's student way back in 2001, 2002. And he taught an East Asian history class. And this is way back when we had capstone classes and we had seminar. And I didn't know I could do the college thing. And I didn't know that I could do the university thing. And I certainly didn't know I could do the travel thing. I had a baby and a 4-year-old. And I don't know when David's sabbatical to Greece was, but he told us all that you will go travel in a foreign. I'm not going to do it.
You got sunglasses, you're good.
And you go travel in a foreign country, and you go live in a foreign country, and when you do, you'll send me a postcard. And because of that, I went on to Evergreen, and I spent my last term traveling abroad and living abroad with my kid, because it's Evergreen, and that's the kind of thing Evergreen lets you do. And we lived in France, and I sent David a postcard, and I never, ever would have thought I could have done those things without him. So that's my story about David.
So I was never David's student. So I met David probably, well, I've been at the college for 6 years. So probably less than 6 years ago I met David. And one of the first times I was talking to David, this was, David of the famous Race, Class, Sex, and Gender. And he says, we were talking about activities and stuff, and he goes, oh, you have activities. I want your activities. And I really wanted to say, well, you can't have my activities without me. And so I waited for Don to retire. Where is he?
He went to get something.
Yeah. So Don retired, and then I got to be the Race, Class, Sex, and Gender other person. And so after Don retired, everybody was like, wait, Don's gone. How are they ever going to start class on time? Like, we know Dave.
Oh. So, actually, do we really need this?
Can you all
I can hear you.
Stand up. You got it.
They can't hear you. You're in the back.
Stand around.
Can you hear?
Stand up and turn
No,
around.
talk in the mic. Nobody can hear
Just
you.
use the mic if you don't want to stand up.
All right. I'm
There
gonna
you go.
stand up. This is a cup that says Polly, and its significance is that when Don, Michael, and I first started teaching together the class, the integrative studies class called Vietnam, we ended up gravitating towards specific cups. And the specific cup that I gravitated towards, because I'm a physical science major, was Polly. So this is, I've had 29-year relationship, actually, with this cup that Don has kept.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Don.
I wondered
Well,
what had
keeping
happened to
the Polly
that.
cup. It's pretty ugly. It has sentimental value for me, so thank you very much, and I love you.
And finally, I get an
It
opportunity.
was only 33.
Oh, only 33 for you. Okay. I thank you for always pointing out what I do wrong. Finally, I get an opportunity to tell you exactly what I think. That smell that emanates from your office reeks of socialist liberalism. You consistently made everyone in the department feel bad by never taking a sick day, and you flamboyantly flaunt your Norwegian heritage, and you tell offensive Sten and Ole jokes. Well, I demand a DNA test to find out for sure that is your ethnicity. And I think you take advantage of a marginalized people by doing so. And you do this to gain sympathy, attention, and special rights. So it seems your entire career at LCC was to feed your enormous ego. Every conversation with you included a litany of your accomplishments in education at Columbia. I know you aspired to an administrative role, and thank God that didn't happen. But we all know about your secret love fest with the college president. Look around. Is he here? I sent him an invitation. Well, he didn't show up. Okay. I don't know how you survived teaching this long with the reports of your unprofessional behavior and harassment of staff and students, your emotional outbursts of crying uncontrollably. Thank God you're leaving.
Turned into a roast.
With all that said, I will miss you much. You have been my mentor, my co-teacher, too often to count, and the most affirming colleague that anyone could ask for. You've also been a wonderful work wife,
Of course, and a work husband. I don't know how that works. Yeah. We could talk about and share just about anything. In fact, I think you know more about me than I know about myself. What a full and fulfilling career you've had, David. And now onto something really worthwhile. Grandchildren. I love you, David. And no, I don't want to take accordion lessons from you after I retire.